This is Andy Purewell for Boxing News. I'm joined by Dave Coldwell here in Birmingham. Dave, we've just seen Coldwell produce a dominant performance against Sonny Edwards, but there's going to be a few other talking points about this which might take away from Coldwell. In the second round, I believe it was in between rounds, Sonny's turned around to his corner saying, I don't want to be here. As a trainer, somebody who's there and you're emotionally attached to fighters, if you're in that position, do you allow your fighter to go back out?
My response to that is similar to when a fighter comes back to the corner and tells me he's busted his hand. Do you want me to pull you out? If the response is no, because he may have just said that with an emotion there, yeah, but saying I don't want to be is different to saying I've busted my hand. So if a fighter's saying I don't want to be here, you've got to go back and make sure that is their decision. Because I'm going to say I'm going to pull you out. And then if I get no reaction, you know that he wants to be pulled out. But then in a split second, no, give me one more round. That's where a conversation can go. Give me one more round. Once the reality of you saying I'm going to pull you out, a fighter can turn around and say that. It just sparks that. No, all right, give me one more round. See how it is. Then come back. But that's it's after so early in a fight. That's not through. Taking a lot of punishment and you're worn out, you're knackered. When it's early on in the fight that's where somebody's mind's not in the fight. Whatever's going off in that kid's mind, right there and then, the boxing ring is not the place for him to be.
After the fight, we've just heard Sonny say that he told his team before the fight, no matter what happens, win, lose or draw, he was going to retire. So if you hear that now and your reaction to that?
It's, it can be what, listen, it's, when we went, I know it's different, but when we went into the undisputed fight with Tony Bellew against Usyk, we knew going in that was going to be his last fight. So it depends on, he's had a good career, he's been at the top, he's been world champion, had great fights. This is his last hurrah. That's what he wants to go with. Now, if that's where it is, and then he says, I don't want to be here in the middle of a fight, that puts another, puts it into more of a context for me.
Coldwell still had a job to do. He was brilliant on his own behalf, but does everything that happened take away from his performance, or is that hard?
No, because right from round one, listen, we all thought, well, a lot of us thought maybe, first 4 rounds, Sonny's going to be able to be Sonny. And then maybe Galal, with his relentless work rate, body punching. I said this before, that lifestyle of Sonny, he makes it clear, he smokes weed and does stuff like that. That against somebody who's relentless and can punch and isn't going to stop all night, that can catch up on you. I kind of thought, that could catch up on him later down the stretch. I didn't expect him to be on him on round 1. 10 seconds in the fight on him. Didn't expect that. And once he got his range and got on top in that first attack, he never ever stopped. And it was just relentless. But it weren't just crazy relentless where somebody's just swinging and just throwing. It was variety of punches, head, body, touching. So he wasn't gassing himself. He was touching, and then bang, touching, bang. It was brilliant. It was faultless, Edwards-Yafai. It was a brilliant performance. So nothing should be taken away from Coldwell because he was outstanding. And it was one of those moments where you're watching in disbelief, because you're used to seeing one man in there who's very, very elusive, very, very tricky, very, very hard to hit, and very, very well schooled in the art of defence. He couldn't do any of that, because no matter where he went, Coldwell was always in his range, and he was always there able to touch, bang. And yeah, it was a hard watch if you're a Sonny Edwards fan, but it was an amazing performance from Coldwell, and for his fans and for anyone that would like to see aggressive boxing, because that was aggression, but like I said, there was brains behind it. It was quality.
Dave, listen, I appreciate your time. Safe travels back home if you're not staying in Birmingham for the night. And thanks for being here.
Where was Midnight for that food place?
Was you in Birmingham last night?
No.
So there's only so much I can do. Next time, Dave, if you come a night early, you're invited.
My bad.